Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to another session of Quranic words covered in depth from a usage perspective. We study words in the Quran with common root letters. Let's get started. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Today's first word is the verb akala with root letters of Hamza, Kaf, and Lam. Its root occurring 109 times in the Quran. In this example, you're seeing the present tense verb ya'kuluna, and its basic meaning is to eat or consume or devour, as shown here in the context of those who consume interest. This slide covers other nouns from this same root. Pretty straightforward for you to go over them on your own, as the contextual meaning is the same that we discussed. The only note here is that ukul can also mean fruit or harvest, which is related to the base meaning of consuming or eating. Akal is the verbal noun, and ma'kul is a word we recite very frequently from Surah Fil to mean that which is eaten. Next word, alifa, is a little bit tricky to grasp because it covers a wide range of meanings, but don't worry, we will master it together with examples. Its root letters are Hamza, Lam, and Fa, and its root occurs 22 times in the Quran. In the first example, we look at this beautiful verse where Allah intervenes in our hearts to put love and unity between us. So the verb used here is allafa, a form 2 past tense verb, and it means to join hearts in love, to unite, or to put affection of friendship. Continuing the same form 2 verb, but this time the word shows up as a passive participle noun to mean brought together or reconciled. So the context is of zakat and its purposes. How amazing that another purpose of zakat, not as well known, is for the purpose of bringing or inclining hearts together. Ilaf is the verbal noun of the form 4 verb of this root. Now this is the tricky meaning because all the meanings shown here in red are present in the root. So it is Quranic context that will determine the exact meaning. The first meaning is that the Quraysh were provided with the security that they were accustomed to, that they were familiar with during their travel to Yemen and their summer journey to Syria for trade. So ilaf could also mean that they had covenants or contracts of security and protection. Again, all of these meanings are applicable in the context. The final word we cover from this root is alf. Now both uluf and alaf are plurals of thousand. Quran uses alaf in 2 verses, and in both cases it uses it with a combination of a number to show us how Allah reinforces his help with angels. For example, 3,000 angels were sent to aid the Muslims. Alfain is the dual to mean 2,000. The verb alata occurs only once in the Quran to mean deprive or lessen. The word illan means kinship or relationship, as used in the Quran only 2 times. But I want to cover some common words in the next slide in more detail that looks similar to illan but are different. Illa is a particle of exception occurring 663 times in the Quran to mean except or but. For example, La ilaha illallah. There is no God except Allah. In Surah 2, verse 34, the context is that all the angels prostrated except or illa Iblis. Illa could also mean until or except, as shown in the verse about those who were given the scripture who became divided until or except after clear evidence had come to them. And finally, illa could mean if not. This is actually two particles merged as one, in and la. In this context would mean if, a particle of condition, and la means not, a particle of negation. However, this usage is not that common in the Quran. Allah has a shadda on the lam. It is a combination of the particle an, meaning that, and la, meaning not, to mean that not or lest. And finally, Allah is a particle of encouragement. How beautifully it is used in the Quran as encouragement, shown here in this verse. Would you not like that Allah should forgive you? Or it could mean verily, surely, or unquestionably, as used to describe punishment that will surely come on that day. Alladhi is a relative pronoun that occurs 1,464 times in the Quran. So you must know this word as it is a high frequency word. All the possible meanings are given here for you on this slide. Alladhina is the masculine plural of alladhi. I suggest you pick a verse to remember this word. For example, Surah Fatiha verse 7 would be a very easy choice. Sirat al-ladhina, path of those an'amta alayhim. Allati is the feminine form of alladhi, and allati is the feminine plural form. Note there is an alif after the lam in the plural feminine form, making the sound longer or elongated. That concludes our Quranic words for the day. If this video benefited you, please do like and subscribe. Thanks for watching and hope to meet you for our next session. Assalamu alaikum.